Hello collectors, Joe Prodzik here with Statue Review. This is Mystery CT, also known as Quang Tran, and you are watching Statue Talk. Statue Talk is a show where I share my love for statue collecting. I'm also going to share some upcoming previews, pre-orders, and updates on my collection. Now why do I do this show? Because statue collecting is more than just a hobby to me, it's a lifestyle. Now Quang, hit the music. So you might have noticed something different in this week's episode. This guy sitting right here. This is, Quang has been a friend of mine for a long time, and he's pretty new to statue collecting. I think he has, how many statues do you have now? He has one statue. So I wanted Quang to come on the show to give a fresh perspective on statue collecting and a fresh pair of eyes. So he's someone who is really new to statue collecting, so I really wanted to share his thoughts and opinions along with my own on the show. We got some interesting previews for you this week. I'm going to show you a awesome custom painted Hellboy statue. We have a life-size Batman from Hot Toys, as well as the usual companies, Pop Culture Shock, XM Studios, and Sideshow. So let's get started with this week's previews. So this week, I'm going to start off with a custom painted bust. This is the Hellboy Bust from Ferocious Studio. This is custom painted by James Tce. James, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, but James is known for his awesome paint work, and here's his work on the Hellboy Bust from Ferocious Studio. I've never seen this bust before. Quang, what do you think?
I really like how the horns are interchangeable. It looks like kind of goes back to how, you know, when it's completely cut. Details look really good. I feel like the horns actually, you know, full out is actually a lot better than them being cut off.
Yeah, it's a really good statue. It has a lot of great details. James does excellent paint work. And I am a fan of Hellboy, especially the Hellboy movies. I don't really read the comics. I only know Hellboy from the movies. And I always regretted missing out on that Sideshow Hellboy statue. I don't know if you've seen that. But this is a really a great bust, and it showcases some of the work by James, who's also going to be featured later on in the show with the Green Goblin from Imaginarium Art. So next up is the life-size Batman from Hot Toys. Quang, I don't know if you saw that Hot Toys was coming out with the armored Batman life-size statue. Did you see that?
No, not yet.
So Hot Toys, about a month or so ago, revealed their armored Batman life-size statue. Now here we have the unarmored version of Ben Affleck as Batman from Batman vs. Superman. I think this is one that you're going to add to your collection, Quang?
I don't know if I have the money for it, but I'll try, you know? Gotta watch the movie first.
Yeah, you gotta be a pretty serious collector to get a life-size statue. They're about $6,000 to $7,000. You know, if you do pre-order something like this on Sideshow, you can do payment plans, so it's about $1,000 a month. But with this statue, and also with the 1/3 statue from Prime 1, actually the 1/2 scale statue from Prime 1 of the Ben Affleck Batman, I think you gotta be a big fan of the movie in order to get a statue like that. And as the movie doesn't come out until next weekend, we don't really know how that movie's gonna be. If the movie stinks, then you're not gonna want a life-size Batman statue. Now, I tend to not be a huge fan of the movie-based Batmans and movie-based Batman statues, but I get most everything that's Batman related. But you know, a life-size statue I don't have the money or the room for it. Especially the room, you know, you gotta have a pretty big room to have a life-size statue. But I do have to say, the details look great. They look just as good as Prime 1's details. So yeah, really good job from Hot Toys. I'm guessing they're probably gonna come out with a Man of Steel and a Wonder Woman as well. But he is coming soon to Sideshow Collectibles website. If you're interested in ordering that Batman statue, we will let you know when that pre-order becomes available. So next we have a couple of pieces from Imaginarium Art. Do you know a lot about Imaginarium Art?
No, not at all.
So they're known for releasing some bigger statues like the big Hulkbuster and the Aquaman on Throne. Okay, so they release a lot of larger scale statues. This is a little preview of their Green Goblin. You know, Sideshow's doing a Green Goblin, Imaginarium Art is doing a Green Goblin, and there are even some custom makers doing a Green Goblin too. So this is Imaginarium Art's version, and this is again painted by James Tce, master level painter. Really love James's paintwork. Here's the Green Goblin. Kwong, you're a big Spider-Man fan, and the only statue in your collection is Spider-Man, and you're gonna get the symbiote version of the Spider-Man premium format. What do you think about adding a Green Goblin?
I'm not 100% sure about it. For me, the first picture that you see is really, really detailed, really, really great. It's just so classic. But when you change it to the second one, I'm not a huge fan of how the eyes look, but the ears are still, you know, completely detailed. It's still amazing. I still like the first picture better than the second picture. I'm not sure if I'll pick it up, but, you know, gotta see what you can find.
Well, the great thing about interchangeable heads is you have your choice of how you want to display it. You know, Kwong says he doesn't like the winky face on the Spider-Man premium format. And that's okay, because you get choices. That's what I love about statue companies that give a lot of choices. They give different looks. You know, that's what we're looking for in a statue, is a variety of different options, so you can cater to a couple of different collectors. Now we have the Mark 45 from Imaginarium Art. Last week I showed a little bit of bits and pieces of them sort of putting together the statue. Now here is some progress of the printed statue coming out. Like I've shared with you in a couple of episodes previously, don't have an Iron Man yet. And I have an Avengers display, but no Iron Man. That's mostly because the Iron Man statues have been movie statues and not comic book based statues. So I know Imaginarium Art does great work, and their Hulkbuster was awesome. So I don't think adding a movie Iron Man statue to a comic-based collection would be that big of a deal. And I really like the statue from Imaginarium Art. Can't wait to see it all painted up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I'll keep an eye out on that one. Maybe that will be my first statue from Imaginarium Art. If I can get my hands on one, I think they sell out pretty quickly too. So we'll keep you up to date on that Iron Man statue. So next up we have the Iron Studios Batman Arkham Knight 1/10 scale statue. Well, what do you think about this piece?
This one for a 1/10, the detail's really, really great. For me, I haven't actually finished the game yet, but from seeing all the trailers and all that stuff, it's really, really detailed, especially the pose is just really, really amazing. I'm curious to see how it turns out.
So Arkham Knight has been out for how long now?
A year?
And you bought the game right when it came out, right?
Yeah, but for the PC there was a lot of complications.
Oh, PC, okay. Well, you know, there are a lot of Arkham Knight statues coming out lately. You have the Arkham Asylum ones from Sideshow. You have the massive 1/3 scale statues from Prime 1. So this statue is sort of, on the smaller and less expensive end, but yeah, the paint looks really good on it. I don't yet know if this is going to be available to order on the Sideshow website, but if it is, I will be sure to let you know. I have a lot of Arkham Knight Batmans in my collection already. I have the collector's edition Batman. I have the Prime 1 statue on order. I have one from DC Collectibles. I have Play Arts Kai Arkham Knight Batman. So, I'm not sure about adding this to my collection. But one thing I really like about it is that dynamic pose.
Yeah, sure.
So he's really nicely posed, really a different take on the Arkham Knight Batman. So I'm going to keep an eye out for this one. He would look good, maybe displayed next to that 1/3 Arkham Knight statue from Prime 1 Studio. So we'll keep an eye out for that one, and I'll let you know if it becomes available to order here in the United States on the Sideshow website. So now we have a couple of previews from Pop Culture Shock. Looks like they're working on another ninja. You know Mortal Kombat? You know the ninjas?
Not the green dude.
You don't know the green ninja?
No.
Well, Pop Culture Shock is doing some 1/3 scale statues from Mortal Kombat. They're doing a Scorpion, and they're doing a Sub-Zero. So I have the Sub-Zero on pre-order, but Scorpion was a little bit more limited and harder to get. So now they're doing another ninja. This is the Reptile. So you can see PCS working on the different heads for the statue, the regular face, she'll have the ninja, and then obviously the reptile face and a skull face. But this is yet another 1/3 scale statue. So
A lot of 1/3s.
yeah, a lot of 1/3s, gonna take up a lot of space in the collection. I think from Mortal Kombat, that Sub-Zero will be my only 1/3 as far as Mortal Kombat goes. They're also showing, working on a couple of other 1/3 scale statues. One from Street Fighter, Ryu, to go along with that Akuma.
Yep.
Now I already have the 1/4 scale Ryu in my collection, and I really like him. I gave him a 5 out of 5 review score. So I don't know if I need this 1/3 scale statue in my collection as well. I think that Akuma might be enough for me. Street Fighter 1/3 scale statues. He is looking good though.
Definitely. It's looking super buff. As a 1/3, I honestly feel like the one that you have is great. I'm looking more forward to the Akuma. The pictures day by day, how they're showing us the progress is just really, really amazing, to where it kind of makes me tempted to actually get one myself.
And they update their progress on their Instagram page, so that's where those pictures come from. And now we have a little side-by-side of them working on Ryu and Conan the Barbarian. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger, Conan, but another 1/3 scale statue. Have you ever seen the Conan movies?
Not with Schwarzenegger.
Oh my gosh. Kids these days. Well, this is one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's first movies. One of the movies that made him famous, Conan the Barbarian. You need to go and watch that movie. I'm disappointed in you, and I should probably throw you off the show for not having seen that. It's a really great movie, and I'm a huge fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger's Conan. Conan series movies were some of my favorites as a kid growing up. And I have a lot of 1/3 scale statues on order already. I don't know if I want to add a Conan 1/3 scale statue either. These things are slowly starting to take up space in the collection. So I don't know, maybe I'll just tell my wife we need a bigger house and we'll move and free up some more space. So now a couple of previews from Sideshow Collectibles. First up is the Opsys Eater of the Dead premium format figure. Now we saw a little preview of this Opsys on the Sideshow website. They have a video of the statue. This is another statue from the Court of the Dead line. Have you know much about that line of statues?
No, not at all.
So Court of the Dead is Sideshow's own sort of creation, sort of horror-based statues. So this is the next in that line.
Okay.
They're really great statues, really detailed. Sideshow has been releasing a lot of them. You know, the good thing about these statues is that they don't have to pay a licensor any fees. You know, like they have to pay Marvel to use Spider-Man. This is their own IP. I really like the design of these statues. I just didn't pick any of them up in the beginning. So, but yeah, Opsys looks like a great one, and she's going to be available for pre-order next Thursday. The Sideshow website, and then also next Thursday is the first Star Wars premium format from Sideshow in a while. This is the Sand Trooper, Stormtrooper. What do you think?
Honestly, it's hard to tell. We only have a few pictures as of right now. What we can see is really, really great. Looks really detailed. Looking forward to a full body picture to get more into depth with how it looks like.
Yeah, so you probably in a couple days, probably early next week, Sideshow will release a full gallery. I've stopped my Star Wars collection. I've sold a few pieces. I sold my Stormtrooper. I had the Stormtrooper Commander. He didn't hold his value well. I actually got him as a gift, so can't say that I took a loss on it. But had I bought him for the regular price, I would have taken a loss on it. So it'll be interesting to see how this statue does after Episode 7 has come out. Let's see if the Star Wars statues are going to be more popular. I expect the Episode 7 premium formats to be popular, but I'm not so sure about the classic versions. Yeah. But the good thing about these Star Wars pieces is they have been lower edition sizes in general, so it might be a limited statue. And last but not least, we have some previews from XM Studios. First up is the Captain America. Now, you were saying you liked how clean this statue looks?
It is amazingly great looking as of right now. I really, really want to see how it gets painted, because I think what we're looking at as of right now is just so really raw, so perfect, that I'm a little bit scared if they paint it, they could make a lot of mistakes. But as of right now, I really like the small touches, especially on the base where you can see the star, also with additional hands for the shield, and definitely the two different heads.
So have you seen their first Captain America?
No.
Because this isn't their first Captain America. They had a Captain America before, and the paint was pretty good. Yeah. So I don't generally worry about XM Studios paint. They usually do a good quality work. The thing about this statue, their first Captain America was really good. This is another classic version of the statue. Only thing maybe I don't like about the statue is the base. Looks more like, instead of a Captain America, this looks more like it would be like a statue itself in a museum. If this was painted like a statue, that looks like kind of what it would be like a monument to Captain America or something. So it doesn't. It's not really doing anything for me. And as it can be a little bit difficult to get XM Studios statues, and they can be a little bit more expensive. I don't think that Captain America would be for me. But I definitely do like his, you know, I like the sculpt here. I think it's great. I'm just not sure. It looks more like a statue than like a traditional Captain America, or not traditional, but kind of more dynamic, action-posed Captain America. So now we have someone who you should be excited about, Spider-Man fan, Electro. This one looks awesome.
It does. So much. I feel like there's just so much going on. I'm looking forward to the paint on this one as well. Looks really clean. Remember if there is an additional head, there you go, right there. It's gonna look really great, to be honest. Looking forward to seeing it. More pictures.
Yeah, I really like this Electro statue too. XM has been coming out with a lot of villain statues, a lot of Marvel and Spidey villains. This Electro looks really great. I really like the base on it. It's very interesting. It fits in with the statue really super good. This is gonna be an awesome and I think popular statue, Electro. And we have a little peek of their Iron Man statue. This is actually a comic book based Iron Man statue. Now, months and months ago we saw the concepts of the Iron Man statue, and I actually passed on it. And I think I'm gonna regret that. Maybe I can get one later on. You know, I'm still holding out on XM statues in general, just because you know, the process that you have to go to get them, and I haven't actually got one yet. Don't know if they're worth the price. I don't know if they're worth the wait. So I'm kind of holding off on picking up some more XM Studios statues. I have been saying a comic book based Iron Man statue is what I'm looking for. So we'll see. I think this will be a good one. I don't know if I liked how their previous Iron Man statues came out. But yeah, comic book based Iron Man, something I'm really looking forward to seeing more of. Now we have another statue that you're excited about, the Lizard statue. We've seen a little bit of him before. This is the finished digital sculpt.
Definitely really clean on this one. Again, XM Studios, just the sculpt, how they're just doing it digitally is just amazing. I honestly wish for the movie, The Amazing Spider-Man 1, I wish the Lizard looked exactly like this. Purple pants, so classic. The scales on it, the teeth, just amazingly detailed.
Yeah, he does look like a really detailed statue. It will be interesting to see. I think we want to get the paint right so that it doesn't lose those details when it's painted. As you know, with statues, details are what separates a good statue from a great statue. So far, the Lizard has a lot of great detail on him. It's got to make sure that he doesn't lose the details when the paint is applied. So we're looking forward to seeing more of the Lizard in the future. Now we have XM Studios has been doing some busts lately. Last week we saw the Hulk bust by Troy McDevitt, and now we have a Venom bust.
Looks really interesting. I'm not a huge fan of busts yet. I'm not sure how big this one is. How big is the bust?
Well, the Hulk was quarter scale.
Okay.
Quarter scale size. So this one, would imagine, is the same. We don't have a lot of details on the busts yet, and I didn't see who this one was. This one was sculpted by. But yeah, I think XM Studios is doing some great things. I just wish, I wonder if their license is different on busts than it is for statues. It's like how Pop Culture Shock, I got that Batman wall statue. They only had the license to do the wall statue, which is why the base isn't flat. So XM Studios can only sell their quarter scale statues in a certain parts of the world per their license. I wonder if their busts license is going to be different. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. I would love to have a Venom statue in my collection at some point, and they're coming out with quarter scale Venom statues that looks really good. XM Studios doing good things. Now, here's another famous Spider-Man villain, Vulture. Not a huge fan of this character. I don't know if I would add a Vulture statue to my collection, no matter who it's made by. An old bald guy with wings is how I see that character in the comics generally. But I think if you're getting a lot of the other XM Studios villains, if you want that type of display and setup, you should have a Vulture in there, right?
Yeah.
That wingspan looks like it's gonna take up a lot of space. It's okay, statues take up a lot of space sometimes, but overall it does look like a pretty good Vulture statue. That base looks pretty tall, pretty big. So keep an eye out for some more Vulture statues from XM Studios in the future. And that's it for this week's previews. Now let's take a look at some pre-orders. I told you not to do that. This week's first pre-order is the Blackheart Enterprises Nosferatu Life-Size Bust. This bust is available on the Sideshow website. Wong, do you even know who Nosferatu is?
I was just asking that. I don't even know who that is.
So Nosferatu, let's see what it says on the Sideshow website. It says, the first film based on Bram Stoker's 1897 novel, Dracula, is Nosferatu, a Symphony of Horror. It's a German expressionist silent-era horror film directed by F.W. Murnau, stars Max Schreck as the vampire Count Orlok. Nosferatu is a famous old film. I'm sure you have seen images of the character probably. Yeah. You just don't even realize it. So again, I don't do busts, but this does look like pretty great. You have a horror-based collection. This guy looks really cool. I could see me putting this statue on my pillow next to my wife in bed and having her wake up to that. Would completely freak her out. So this bust is available on the Sideshow website to pre-order now. It's priced at $649.99. And at Sideshow.com, PledgeOtoy.com, you can put this on a payment plan for as little as $195 per month. It's got a not a bad edition size too, around 400. So that's the Nosferatu Life-Size Bust by Blackheart Enterprises. Along the next pre-order is the Avengers Assemble Alex Ross Fine Art Sculpture by Factory Entertainment. This looks like a Mount Rushmore type statue, and you were asking me what it is. This is based on the art of Alex Ross, the famous comic book artist. Has a lot of famous paintings. I'm sure you probably have seen them without knowing who Alex Ross is. And a more classic look. So this statue is estimated to arrive third quarter 2016 and is pretty expensive at $799.99. I don't know the exact dimensions of the statue. So it's classic Avengers style statue. So let's see if we can get some dimensions here for you. This is available on BigBadToyStore.com. I'm sure comic book websites, maybe even Amazon might have this one. So this is 21 pounds, does not say any dimension sizes. So I would want to know that before spending $800 on the statue.
Because I think, especially for the price of how much you're paying.
You would imagine it would be pretty big.
Yeah.
This says it's cast in heavyweight polystone and hand painted. It doesn't give any size, so check it out on websites. If you're an Alex Ross fan, I'm sure you'll be able to find some more information. But right now, they don't have information on the size, just the weight of a piece at 21 pounds. That is the Avengers Assemble Alex Ross fine art sculpture. Kwon, what's our next pre-order?
Kotobukiya for Marvel Now Wolverine ArtFX Statue.
ArtFX Plus statue.
Artfx
There's a
Plus.
difference. There's a difference between the statue. So this is the new ArtFX Plus statue from Kotobukiya, $59.99. Order that on the Kotobukiya website or comic book stores and websites, whichever is your favorite for getting some of these smaller scale statues. So this Wolverine statue, Kotobuki has a line of more modern statues, more modern, like from the modern X-Men comic books.
Yes.
So they've done Cyclops and Magneto and all those more modern versions of X-Men, and so this is a more modern version of Wolverine, a very unique Wolverine costume. It's special. You like it?
Yeah, it's good.
And so, this is a 1/10 scale Kotobukiya statue, $60. Great for new collectors like yourself. Great for collectors who don't have a lot of space. I probably wouldn't buy something like this on its own for me, but I've seen them, you put them together as a set, and they look really good, really cool. So go ahead and check out this Wolverine statue on the Kotobukiya website. Our next pre-order comes from Sideshow Collectibles. This is the Evil-Lyn Statue. Wong, where does Evil-Lyn come from?
I have no idea.
You don't know?
No.
Well, Evil-Lyn comes from the Masters of the Universe.
I don't know.
No, Masters of the Universe is He-Man.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's the second time I wanted to throw you off this show just this episode. So this is the Evil-Lyn statue. Sideshow is proud to present the stunning sorceress, Evil-Lyn, who joins Skeletor and He-Man in our new statue collection inspired by the popular 80s cartoon series, Masters of the Universe. Skeletor could not hope for a more capable ally than the sinister and sultry Evil-Lyn, intelligent, fearless, and gifted with an incredible mastery of dark magic. That is, when she isn't carrying out her own wicked schemes. Joined by her faithful Falcon Screech, conniving witch strikes a dramatic pose at the base of Snake Mountain in her signature headdress, intricate armor, and a dazzling costume that perfectly frames the serpent tattoos winding down her back. Using her magic staff and its crystal orb to foresee the future, Evil-Lyn is driven only by her unquenchable desire for power, and the day all of Eternia will feel her might. Now, you don't know Masters of the Universe, but do you know that Sideshow's coming out with a He-Man
Yes.
and a Skeletor statue?
Yep.
So this is the third statue in that series. It is priced at $439.99. It is expected to ship January through March of 2017. And you can do payment plans for around $56.57 per month. Now I do have He-Man and Skeletor on pre-order. This Evil-Lyn doesn't look really good, but as a kid I didn't care about Evil-Lyn, I only cared about He-Man and Skeletor. So I'll be adding those two to the collection. I'm not so sure about Evil-Lyn, but she is available to order on the Sideshow website now. You can click on the link in the description of the video if you want to order this Evil-Lyn statue. So now it's time for the collection update. First, I'm going to start with my new co-host, Kwong Tran. Your collection consists of one Spider-Man statue, J. Scott Campbell statue. You're a big Spider-Man fan. It's your first statue. And you recently told me something about it. Something happened to your statue?
Yeah, I was playing games and, you just rage. I put it right next to my desk and kind of raged and kind of hit the finger off.
Okay, and where did you get that statue from? Oh, okay. So, yeah, I gave Kwong his first statue, J. Scott Campbell Spider-Man. I was thinking about selling it, but instead I decided to give it to Kwong as a gift, and he has since broken it. So I really brought him on the show just to embarrass him because he broke his first statue that I gave him. Just kidding. Stuff happens. But Kwong is an aspiring professional Dota player. Online, mobile, multiplayer online battle arena type of game. So he's an aspiring professional video gamer, and he rage quit during a game of Dota and accidentally broke his Spider-Man statue. So have you been able to fix it at all? Did you add some glue?
It's really not that noticeable, but I'm actually getting it signed, trying to get it signed by Stan Lee, and most likely, depending if I do or not, maybe they'll fix it.
It should be a pretty easy fix, right?
Yeah, it's because the piece fell off, but then I put it back in because it has that metal rod onto it. So then I just put it back in. It's really hard to tell unless you actually look up right with the magnifying glasses.
Well, Kwong actually tried to open a PayPal claim on me for the broken statue to try to get reimbursed or something. I don't know. But what statues do you have? Any statues coming up? Are you adding the Symbiote Spider-Man?
Yeah, definitely. Symbiote Spider-Man looks amazing, especially after your review of the original Spider-Man already. It looks great. Looking forward to it. As of right now, I'm more just staying on the Spider-Man side, so I'm hoping maybe XM Studio, especially since they just released out Iron Spidey, definitely gonna try to get that, depending on how the future progress, and see how much features we get that from.
Well, Kwong is a college student and an aspiring professional video gamer, so that doesn't leave a lot of room in your budget for statues. So another reason why I wanted him on the show is he's a more budget conscious collector, sort of in contrast to me, who has a long career and money to spend. So Kwong's going to give us a different perspective on someone who has more limited funds for their collection. So for my collection update, I posted the Spider-Man review last weekend, Spider-Man Premium format. Now I gave him a 4 out of 5. You've had a chance to look at that statue. Do you agree or disagree with that review rating?
For me, I definitely agree for the 4.5 out of 5. For me, I'm not a huge... I really like how...
He got a 4 out of 5.
Oh, 4 out of 5.
4.5 would have been amazing, but he only got great.
I think I would have probably definitely would have given him a 4.5. Base is still a little, not sure because like you were saying, kind of looks a little bit like lava when it's supposed to be a bomb. That is probably the huge thing for the negative 0.5 for me. The fact that you're able to switch out the hands, great, amazing touch for it. I'm hoping maybe the Symbiote Spider-Man will be able to do that as well. For me, also, the huge thing which is kind of bad and good is the switchable heads, because for me, I didn't really like the winky face, but some people may.
So, the way I do my reviews is I give the statue, my reviews are very analytical, and I give my statue a rating based on a few different categories. So I give it a rating from 1 through 5 on character likeness and design, 1 for sculpt and mixed media, 1 for paint, one for quality, one for collectability, just price, edition side, demand and value. So I give the statue rating in each of those categories. I average them out, and that's the score. So where that Spider-Man lost points was a little bit of points on the paint, but it lost a lot of points on collectability. You know, I think it is a good value, but it has 7,500 of those going to be made. And so it lost some big points there. It still got a 4 out of 5. If you're thinking about getting it, you know, I definitely recommend it. Favorite Marvel statue in my collection already. And that statue by itself is making me want to buy other Spider-Man statues. So I'm thinking Batman and Spider-Man will be the sort of centerpieces in my collection, all starting with that premium format. So great statue, and I think a fair review score. Earlier this week, I also released a video for the Batman wall statue from Pop Culture Shop. I did an unboxing of that statue. Won't be doing a full review of that statue. I don't like doing full reviews of those smaller scale statues, just because it's hard to compare them to the quarter scale premium formats, and that's a kind of unique wall statue. I do really like it. I haven't decided where I'm going to put him yet. I don't know if you had a chance to look at him yet. Then go check out that unboxing video on my channel. Now, Kwong, do you know what time it is?
No.
It's time for the question of the week. So, Kwong, this week's question of the week comes to us from Prime Collector. Prime Collector asks, well, he says, "Great show, bro. I saw you had a lot of current and future pre-order statues. I'm new to collecting statues, and I have about 15 current release statues. Want to know what you think about the past statues from Sideshow? Is there a piece that you think to add to your collection?" So, Kwong, what are some Sideshow statues from the past that you would want to add to your collection?
I'm biased to Spider-Man, so the ones that I probably wish that I knew about before anything would have been the life-size Bust Spider-Man, the original one, along with the symbiote as well. Really wish I could get a hands on them before when they released, but now, especially on eBay, they're like $1,000 to almost $2,000 just for one.
Yeah, a lot of those classic Spider-Man statues are really expensive, and they have lower edition sizes on them. So you definitely wanted to get those at the time they were released. Yeah, I also think that Iron Spider-Man statue, or there's Back in Black Spider-Man statue that I like as well, too. A couple variants of kind of the same sculpt, and there are a couple different Iron Spider-Man statues out there too.
Yeah, there's 2 different ones. I think one with the Iron Man and Captain America's shield. The Back in Black Spider-Man, I probably would have passed on that if anything. Everything that I saw of it, I would definitely would have passed on.
Well, you're getting the symbiote version of the premium format, so I'll need a black suited version of Spider-Man at some point. For me, there are a couple of older Sideshow statues that I would want in my collection. You know, I'm not a huge fan of the classic Captain America, Thor, Hulk statues. A lot of those statues are highly regarded, and they are great statues, but you know, I like more modern style statues. You know, you have to spend $1,200 to $1,500 on some of those statues, and they have cheaper, more recent versions of those statues as well, Thor, Captain America. But there are a couple of older Sideshow statues that I would love to have. One of them is the Hellboy premium format. That's one, it's not a super expensive statue. I think you can get it for around what the cost of it was. That's a statue I'd love to have in my collection. Not the movie-based statues, but the comic book-based Hellboy statue, I think would be, or is that Hellboy movie-based?
I think it was Hellboy movie-based.
Yeah, Hellboy is movie-based. There's a Mike Mignola comic book-based one that I'm thinking about. That one's not from Sideshow, but I think the most recent, no, that's comic book-based. The most recent Hellboy statue from Sideshow is comic book-based. And that was one that I would like to add. It will be pretty easy to do. The other one is the Joker premium format. You know, that was from the comic book line from Sideshow. They have a Joker premium format. I've bid on them a few times on eBay. My wife even bought one for me for Christmas, but he arrived damaged. He had some broken hair, he had some holes in his pants, and I wouldn't even let her show me the statue. I wouldn't even look at it in the box because I didn't want to know that I had it or had a broken version. So since then, I haven't pulled the trigger on one again. That's one I really want, is the Joker premium format. Lots of great custom heads I made for that statue too. But I've just never been able to pull the trigger on it again. I am getting the Arkham Asylum Joker statue, which should actually will actually be here today. So I'll post an unboxing of that Joker statue later this week, and then the full review won't be this Monday. It'll be the Monday after him going on vacation. So it'll take me a little bit to get that review up. So I'll have a Joker in my collection, and I do have a Harley Quinn and Joker statue in my collection already, but I gotta fill out that comic book statue line from Sideshow. So it's one I've always got my eye on. So let's check out this week's featured video. So this week's featured video is a statue from Prime One Studios, who's doing a lot of Arkham Knight based statues and 1/3 scale Arkham Knight statues. So this week's video is the Donatello, and this comes to us from All Time Collections with host Victor. So Kwong, are you a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, the reason I picked this video was because I think Prime One is doing great work. I am a Ninja Turtles fan. I have lots of comic books, some toys, a couple of smaller statues. And in the past, I did have the classic Sideshow Ninja Turtle comiquettes. I have the set here. But I wanted to focus this video, or feature this video, because I'm not getting the Prime One Studios Ninja Turtles, but I really love the Ninja Turtles. This is based on the recent movies, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which, even though I'm not a fan of the movie, I still was a fan of the character designs. Prime One makes some awesome statues. So go ahead and check out Donatello by All Time Collections, host Victor, and check out that statue. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. Vic is one of the hosts of Immortalized in Stone, a weekly collector's chat with hero statue collector Lou. He's a really experienced collector, has a good eye for statues, and he doesn't sugarcoat a statue. What's wrong with the statue, he'll tell you, he'll let you know. If he loves the statue, he'll be enthusiastic and let you know about that as well. So go ahead, check out that video, and make sure to subscribe to Vic's channel. Hope you enjoyed this latest episode of Statue Talk. Thanks to Mystery CT, also known as Kwong Tran, for joining me on this week's episode. And let me know what you think of some of the topics that we covered in this week's show. I'll share some of your comments or questions on next week's episode. Speaking of next week's episode, I'm going to be taking a little bit of a vacation. So there's not going to be a new statue talk next week. So stay tuned. 2 weeks from now will be a new episode of Statue Talk. I will try to post as much of the news and pre-orders and previews as I can. And Kwong, where can people find that information?
Facebook.
Facebook and
The website.
you're fired. StatueReview.com. www.statuereview.com is my website. I have a little widget there that shares the posts from social media and Facebook. So if you're an addict like me and you can't wait that long for the latest statue news and upcoming pre-orders, check out the website and give my Facebook page a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Keep up to date on all of my latest statue reviews. I will have the Arkham Asylum Joker from Sideshow unboxing coming up in a couple of days, and then not this next Monday, but the week after will be my full review of that statue. So this has been Joe Prodzik, Kwong Champ Tran, for Statue Review. Thanks for watching. If it is, but oh my gosh, you just ruined a segment! You have anything else to say? You want to do a little one of these? You okay?